Sapphira and Ruby. A Troubled Christmas. Sapphira and Ruby are sisters and witches. They live at the outskirts of the grand city in a small hidden town called the Lost Valley. Their houses are lightened with dim and colorful lights, surrounded by weeping willows. It is said that to get there, one needs to cross the Firefly Woods until you find the way. No inhabitant from the Grand City or from the Lost Valley has ever dared to go into them. Countless mysterious stories are heard regarding these woods. It is said that whoever dares cross them will be lost in a labyrinth of never-ending roads. The fear is so big among the inhabitants of the Lost Valley that only a few dare to fly over them on their brooms, observing them from the sky. At home, Ruby prepares new magical recipes, surrounded by books and in front of a cauldron with a huge spoon. Excited, Sapphira watches out the window how fireworks explode in the distance. It's the night before Christmas. Even though all the town's inhabitants dream of going there, they know they are forbidden to come near to the grand city. It's the first thing that they learn in magic and wizardry school. But this time, and after thinking it through, Sapphira is determined to break the rule. Thrilled, she goes into the kitchen and tries to convince Ruby of flying there. Ruby pretends not to hear her. That would be very risky, but Sapphira won't give up, and after insisting so much, she convinces her to do it. "Oh, okay," Ruby exclaims, just to not hear her sister's pleas anymore. "But we must be very careful. They can't see us." Sapphira hurries to bring the brooms. They get onto them and live in silence. They overfly the Firefly Woods, fearful but without rushing. They are delighted to see the fireworks that are now closer and exploding in the air, brightening the night with flashes of colors. As they come even closer, they observe a bunch of tiny lights that decorate the houses, trees and gardens of the city. They are in awe with everything they see, until a very loud roar surprised them. A firework has exploded so close to them this time. It's made Sapphira's broom start to blaze. "Ruby, my broom is burning!" Sapphira exclaims as she swoops down and directly into the Grand City's main street. Ruby, seeing her in trouble, goes after her. She tries to divert her towards some leafy bushes that cushion her fall. They look to their sides, making sure no one saw them fall. "I warned you, Sapphira, this would be too dangerous. How will we go back now? With your damaged broom?" Ruby responds a bit angrily. "Maybe it can still fly, but we'll solve that later." "We are here, Ruby. Let's go see how they celebrate the night before Christmas." They leave their brooms there and very carefully sneak through the bushes to the closest house, which has a huge window at the front. It'll be perfect to watch through. As they come close, The first thing they see is a large tree that almost reaches the ceiling, decorated with wreaths and colorful lights that blink. A table served with that's left of food, with a fruit cake and nuggets on it. The house's chimney keeps the children alert. They are wondering if they'll be able to see Santa this time. Christmas carols can be heard inside until both children fall asleep in front of the chimney that's about to extinguish. I think it's enough. We have to leave, Robbie says, a bit excited. Okay, responds Sapphira, her eyes shining with the reflection of the tree's lights. They return through the same road that they came, silent. They go to get their brooms, hidden behind the bushes. They are satisfied they fulfilled their dream, and most importantly, without having been seen. Sapphira gets onto her broom and tries to start it, while Ruby waits on solid ground, hoping she will finally do it. Despite the effort to start flying, Sapphira only manages to rise up to the treetops. The broom's end starts to emit smoke again. With a heavy effort, it makes its last puffs, wishing to go back home and into the repair center. Ruby is saddened to see the ruin. Maybe they can go back to their town together on her broom, but it's not in conditions to support both their weights. At that moment, they hear the sound of bells that are sounding in the air and are quickly coming close in the heights. And suddenly, a strong cry surprises them. Ho, ho, ho! Careful, careful! Someone exclaims alarmed. It's Santa who's flying on his sled with 3 reindeers and is going hurriedly to deliver the gifts to the children of the Grand City. Seeing Sapphira in his way has taken him by surprise, and with a rogue maneuver he tries to divert his sled to not crash. But nothing can avoid them from landing among the trees. What a disaster! Santa exclaims. But his surprise is even bigger as he notices that Rudolph's nose has turned off after the fall. Oh, what will we do now? He laments himself, grabbing his head, and he sees they don't have time to deliver the rest of the gifts, and much less with Rudolph the reindeer nose off, who guides them. This way, many children in the world will not receive their gifts this Christmas. Saddened, the witch sisters go to Santa, apologizing for the mess they have gotten him into. I'm sorry, Santa, but I think you can still get it done on time, Ruby says timidly. On time? No, there's no time, Santa exclaims, looking at Rudolph's unlit nose. This way we won't reach the south, he answers, saddened. Can I help you deliver the gifts coming down the chimneys? I'm very good at that, Ruby exclaims, fascinated with her idea. And I can bear to cross the Firefly Woods with Rudolph, get home, and try to cook some recipe to turn his nose back on, Sapphira says, though a bit fearful. What a good idea, Sapphira, but that would be a bit risky, Ruby comments, amazed and proud of her sister. Though, wait, I know where you can find the perfect spell for that. Look on page 88, lesson number 11 of the great book. You will find it there. Santa has no other choice and accepts the witch sister's help. As they enter the Firefly Woods, the darkness surrounds them, without any light to illuminate their way. Everything becomes confusing and gloomy. They trip with the tree's roots. They step on one another and sleep on puddles. There is a lot of silence. Even the crickets have stopped singing. Only their steps in the night can be heard. Suddenly, Rudolph stops. He doesn't want to continue moving forward. Zephyria pulls on his antlers for him to continue, but the reindeer indicates with his nose that he wants to go back. Zephyria doesn't give up and insists they must move forward. Come on, Rudolph, there's no time to lose. Santa and all the children in the south are waiting for you. As she says this, a small light brightens Rudolph's nose. They observe it attentively. For an instant, they think his nose is working again. But then, another small light sits on Zephyr's hand. And then, many tiny lights start to shine, and suddenly, the entire woods are illuminated. There are hundreds, no, thousands of fireflies that blink and indicate the road they must follow to get out of there. After thanking them for their help and without losing any more time, they run, excited, as they see the house in the distance. Meanwhile, in the grand city, Ruby gets ready to start to walk with Santa. The first house she wants to visit is the one with those two children that were eagerly waiting for Santa. Because of this, she gets onto her broom, loaded with gifts, and quickly moves towards there. Very carefully, she goes down the chimney that is now extinguished. Covered in soot, she gets out of it and walks on her tiptoes to leave the gifts next to the Christmas tree that is still shining. Excited, she leaves to deliver the rest of the gifts. Santa is surprised by the great job Ruby has done. Together, they have completed the task on time and now just have to wait. With a bit of luck, maybe Zephyr and Rudolph will complete their mission. On the other side of the Firefly Woods, Zephyr looks for the spell in the Great Book, but can't remember the page and lesson Ruby had taught her. And what's even worse, she can't find her glasses to be able to read better. Harriet, she looks for the lesson while Rudolph the reindeer observes her attentively. Maybe it's this one. It seems like Zephyr has found something. She runs from one chest to another, looking for ingredients. She climbs onto the shelves, checks in the drawers and onto the mattress until she believes she has them all. I hope I read correctly this time, she thinks. She then stands in front of the cauldron and starts to cook. First ingredient, a clown's nose. Rudolph looks at her suspiciously. Second, a lantern with a lot of battery. Third, I use tissue. She has the tissue in her hand, but it isn't used. Timidly, she asks Rudolph to turn around and, with a loud noise, she blows her nose. She quickly dips it into the cauldron. Then she stirs up all the ingredients well, hoping it's the right recipe. To be able to know, all they have to do is wait patiently for the cooking to be done. Meanwhile, in the grand city, both Santa and Ruby have started to believe that maybe the Firefly Woods legend is true. No one talks. They only wait with very little hope. Suddenly, in the distance, they observe how a bright red light moves quickly through the sky, but the sun soon disappears between the Firefly Woods pine trees. "It can't be. It's not them," says Santa, bowing his head with great sadness. But suddenly, and without warning, Zephyr and Rudolph appear in the skies triumphantly. Before this, they had gone through the woods to show their firefly friends that they finally made it. "You've arrived on time," Santa exclaims. "Now we will be able to get to the south." Thankful, Santa takes them on his sled of the Lost Valley. On their way, he makes them a very special request. He asks them to keep the secret of what has happened. No one has to find out that they have met, and both Zephyr and Ruby know that it'll be that way. If the Great Wizard finds out that they have gone to the Grand City, they'll receive a big scolding from him, and, anyhow, no one would ever believe their story with Santa. Before he leaves, and as a sign of gratitude, Santa leaves them gifts on their house's porch. Both say their goodbyes as they leave, with a bit of sadness, but excited to be able to see them again someday. On the next morning, all the people of the Lost Valley wake up full of gifts. Everyone is now hopeful again, and have learned that if you dream about something very, very strongly, it will become true. Christmas after Christmas, Santa has never forgotten the little town or his witch friends. The end.